Okay. Let's see if I can adjust. Oof. Alright, everybody. We're playing our favorite game of waiting for Gemma. And thusly, it's Hanafuda time while we wait. So, apparently Gemma has had builders in her house doing building. So we'll hear about that probably in a few minutes. But for now, I'm gonna noodle around with Hanafuda and wait for her. So let's play. Let's do. I think someone had mentioned cherry blossom viewing and moon viewing last time, and the Mario Kart. So let's turn those on and see what happens if we play with them. It's gonna be a faster game because of that. So let me bring up my. Okay, now I can see chat and see Hanafuda, which is the best way to be. All right, what do we got? Fit, flip, 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 flip. Oh, wait, you know what I can do? Crap, what is this called? I forget. What are we playing? We're playing, it's Clubhouse. Clubhouse is the name of it. It's not an option. I'm looking to set the stream to be that we're streaming this for now. Let's find out if I can do it on Twitch at least. I think YouTube doesn't support it. But I bet... What? Oh. I'm logged in as wrong. I'm sorry, now I'm doing my great... This is the stuff that Gemma always talks through. I'm doing the great technical things. Okay, now I can manage my stream. That's better. And now we could say that we are playing Clubhouse Games 51. There. Now everyone knows. All right, cool. So what do we want to do? Let's talk a little bit about Hanafuda strategy. So we don't have, and this is my opinions for the record. If people have other thoughts, ideas, or lessons, please let me know because I'm definitely not the master of Hanafuda. We don't have any brights in our hand. There are no brights on the table. The AI has taken the scare-to-boo bright. So the next question is, what brights can we gain control of? There's a bright here in this January. So basically, we want to be in a situation where if a bright flips up, we get it, obviously. We want to get it if we can, but we don't want our opponent to get it bright by having that flip up. So taking this is not a terrible play, because this gains us control, or at least this relinquishes control. If they have the bright in their hand, we prevent them from being able to easily play it out to the table. If the bright flips up, we prevent it from being able to be instantly snagged by not us. And if they have the final card of this in their hand, then we've really kind of gained or prevented nothing other than unless they played early. We could grab the rainies. We have... This might actually be the better play, because this way we now have complete control of the suit. We have the last card in that suit in our hand. Ooh. And now we have control of this suit with the other bright in it, which is kind of cool. Take the match we can get. Okay. I kind of want to take the match we can get with this. Right, now that bright's going to be ours because... Oh, well, they got moon viewing. This is a problem with moon viewing. I forgot about turning it on. I got distracted. The problem with moon viewing and that stuff is that it's so easy to get 5 points. And they have the option to get cherry blossom viewing, too, if they get that bright. So... Let's hope we can sneak something out from under them quickly enough, because they decided to quickly, and we can. Oh, we're very lucky. We snuck out poetry slips, and I'm just going to be done, yeah. So we get 2 points for that instead of their 5. So that's nice. Ugh, I forgot about moon and cherry blossom viewing. That makes that suit so incredibly important. All right, wow. This is a really strong hand. We have a lot of stuff available to us, but our first stop should probably be taking the bright on the table, which is Mario. Hooray. Okay, our next stop should be taking the next bright we can get. Ooh, and we get a blue ribbon, which means they can't get blue ribbons, which is nice. All right, we now have the option to slam dunk the hand immediately and get 3 lights. But I kind of want to be greedy and see if we can't get the Rainy Bright, which would get us even more value if it was to somehow come up. Okay. The Sake Cup has come out, which is a little dangerous, even though we control the moon. So I'm going to play... Now, we know that there's only 4 cards in the suit, and the 2 of them are gone, and we control the other 2. So I can play this out to the table very safely, because the opponent can't do anything about it. They can never grab it, because I have the last card in that suit, which means at any time on my turn, I can slam dunk 3 lights and be done. Which is... Oh, and now I control the Sake Cup, which means I have moon viewing. So now I'm going to koi, because I might as well slam dunk 3 lights right now. If I can. Yeah. Because now that I have moon viewing and 3 lights, it's infinitely better. And I guess I get Donkey Kong too, which is kind of cute. So now I get 3 lights and moon viewing for 10 times 2 is 20 points. You get huge amounts of points for this, which is kind of nuts. See, that's the thing. I don't like those extra combinations because they rack up the score so high that a lot of the lower level strategy becomes not as important anymore. Let's get the bright we can get. They'll get the bright they can get, and the butterfly, which is not so great. But Boar Deer Butterfly isn't happening because Wario here is the deer, and I control Wario. And it's also the only match I can get, so I might as well do it. Alright, again, I might as well just take what I can get, and continue taking what I can get. That's 4 ribbons already. Okay, so now what? Nobody has a Sake Cup. I can play this out because there's nothing valuable left in that suit. Okay, I can take what I can get here. Oof. Alright, I'm trying to avoid these because the moon... Aha. There we go. And there's my poetry slips. And I'm going to finish because I don't think... It's also the last round. I'll just win. Yeah, I did it. I did it. So with those little combos, it becomes really fast and aggressive. You can get a lot of points really quickly if you can overlay them. That's why I kind of don't care for them that much. I'm going to turn them back off so I have to think a little more. Let's do a 6-round game. I'm going to ping Gemma. And I might switch over to Mahjong after this next game if she's going to take longer so we can play some Mahjong and do it here and just talk a little bit about hand formation and probability and going nuts. I always pick the card on the right. I don't know why. I decided I'd always do it. And so I'm just always doing it. So this is interesting. It's two interesting things happen. Number 1, I have 2 of the 3 red ribbons in my hand, which is pretty cool. And number 2, our opponent played to the table with his first play, which implies... Well, their first play, actually. Which implies that they don't have much going on in their hand at all. So the question becomes, what's worth taking control of here? I'd like to go for 3 ribbons. But 3 red ribbons is going to require me to get that 3rd red ribbon. The 3rd red ribbon is in... What's the name of the suit? Let's find out. It's in February, the Plum Blossom. There's 2 Februarys on the table, so the final card is either in my opponent's hand, but I feel like they would have taken one if they could have instead of playing to the table, which means the final red ribbon is in the deck. And that means that it's just going to be dumb luck as to whether I get it or not. So, and these other 2 red ribbons, there's no matches to them available on the table, so I can't do anything anyway. So, given that the Sake Cup is no longer as important as it might be, I'm going to work on the suit that has a bright in it to prevent anyone from even possibly getting it. Okay, now I can grab a bright, which is always the best move. Hey, look, I can grab another bright and get one of my red ribbons done, which is nice. The opponent had the last red ribbon. How strange. They didn't play it. They played to the table first instead. Maybe they felt like because there were 2 of that card on the table, there was nothing that was ever going to stop them. But at this point, because it's not guaranteed, I need to get the 3rd bright.
3 lights.
Now I have 3 lights. So what do I do? The problem is I have 3 lights, and I'm not close to anything else. 4 lights would be nice, but that's challenging because there's only one particular bright. Like the Rainy Bright has been taken. So I feel like I feel really stupid if I koi-koi'd 3 lights and then my opponent won it out from under me with chaff. So I'm just gonna finish it. I'm gonna say I'm done. Get my 5 points. get enough of a range that I have some breathing room, and see what comes up. And this is already a pretty great hand because I have a great setup for 3 lights again. I'm going to take the bright I can get because that's usually the best first move. And I'll take a blue ribbon too, sure. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take the other red ribbon because I have ribbons going for me, so I might as well roll with it. Okay, I'm going to claim a bright again. So now what I need is for that final card to come up. The final Cherry Blossom card to come up. Because if I can get that, then I'm golden. Now this bright's already gone, so playing this at the table doesn't hurt anybody really. Oh my god. Alright, even if they get another bright, they'll never get 3 brights, so it doesn't matter. I'm up to 9. Yeah, they had that in their hand, but that's okay. Come on, Cherry Blossom. Where the heck are you? Alright, so I'm at chaff. I'm going to koi. I'm going to koi. I'm going to try seeing if I can get anything going on here. And I have to play this bright to the table, which really sucks. And I don't flip it, and they play to the table and get... They get poetry slips. That kind of sucks. 2 points. I'm still in the lead, but now my lead is potentially surmountable. I greeted it. I greeted it hard for that extra bright. Okay. We don't have many things to do here, but the one thing I'm going to do that I can is I'm going to grab this, because this is both the butterflies for butterfly and one of the 3 blue ribbons. So this gets us a good step forward on 2 sets. And sure, I'll take that. I pretty much always take what you can get. It's got a bright out there, which is a little not so good. So the 3rd blue ribbon. Where's the 3rd blue ribbon? The 3rd blue ribbon lives in October in the Maple Leaf set. I'm just going to take the 2nd blue ribbon and be ready. But the computer had it, and now they show it. Okay, so I'm not ever going to get it. So now I might as well rush seeds and ribbons as hard as I can. And be really worried because that card is out on the table, and if my opponent... They nail 3 lights, which means they win. Yep. Could I have avoided this? Maybe, if I'd been greedy last time and not gone for it. Alright. Because then it would have been 6 at this point, and their 5 wouldn't have won it. They would have had to koi, and that would have given me a little more time. Now, 5 to 7, Hanafuda is generally played for point scores, so like 5 to 7 isn't so devastating. Like, if you get a lot of big doubles, it'll be like 30 or 40 to... 1 or 2, and that's really bad. Also, longer games kind of tend to balance it out. I really like Hanafuda. Again, it has those neat hand management and suit management things that really, really do it for me. But, given that I'm in this, sitting here right now... Oh my god, please don't. I'm going to play... Ooh, an East-South game. I have a bookmark in an East-South game, but I'm going to start over and do a new East-South game. This is against... No, I don't want to do learn a game. Okay, yeah. CPU difficulty should be impossible. Let's do the hardest CPU we can get. Let's see what happens. Maybe they'll cheat. It is Dave's Hanafuda stream right now. But it's actually becoming Dave's Mahjong stream. We'll play a little bit of Mahjong. Talk a little bit about Mahjong. Okay, so the nice thing about this client is I have as much time as I want to talk about things. And I know you all love listening to me talk. This stream is... far better without Gemma. Seeing if I can get away with that. It's not far better without Gemma. I miss Gemma. She's just in her home, and I spoke with her just now, and her home is full of workmen who are drilling and hammering and etc. So maybe we get our face on to look at us, but I don't know if we could easily... You know what I didn't do? I didn't actually advertise the stream, which is what I should do. Because this is a problem. Without Gemma, I don't have the time. She'll talk about something, she'll do something. It'll be great. But instead, let me do this. Here we go. I'm going to advertise everywhere that we are live and doing things. There. Now people will know that we're doing things. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at these tiles. What do we see when we look at these tiles? As Dave picks up the wrong controller. Neat. So I see that when I look at these tiles before having drawn anything, I see that this 1 is very isolated. I see that this 9 in my initial hand is very isolated. This 1 and this. I see a lot of 1s and 9s I might want to get rid of. But I drew a second 9. So now this could maybe be a pair. It's kind of a little better than an isolated tile at this point. Hots just came out, but I don't like giving up on hots right away. I always feel like those make better safe tiles. So I'm going to get rid of this sad... Well, wait, hold on. Let's do the Sanshoku check, the Gemma Memorial Sanshoku check. But I don't see any obvious Sanshoku right here. I see a hand that needs more tiles. This 1 is going to go. Let's see, we got a south, we got a west. A west, a Dora throw from the player across. That's a little weird. So now we hit decision crossroads number 1. I got a second 7. So now I have 3 pairs. So how do I feel about things like 7 pairs? Generally, if you feel like something like 7 pairs is a thing that might ever happen, you're going to want to push towards it. And part of that push is going to be getting rid of your middle tiles and kind of pushing towards edge tiles because they make trickier weights and or are tiles other people are more likely to not be able to keep in their hand later on. Let me see who's pinging me. I'm getting pinged. So that's an option. But I don't know if I have a lot of faith in 7 pairs here. I could throw away this 1 and just be like, I'm going to see what happens. Because the 1 only improves with a 2-3, and I already have a 4, so I can have 2-3-4. I could also get rid of this 9. Which is in the same... I'm going to stick with the 1s that I've been getting rid of. I'm going to stay there. I feel like 9 is the same thing. Improves with 7-8, but I have a 6. Oh, it's a 2. No, I've gotten rid of the 1. I'm not going to think about it. Okay, Hots is now dead. That means Hots is a great tile to hold as my safe tile. I'm going to get rid of this 9. I'm going to trim some of these fat pieces. Now I have 2 safe tiles. Hots and this north, which is not guaranteed safe, but probably safe. 6, 7, 8. So now we have this weird, I think it's often called like a pregnant shape, where I have 6, 7, 7, 8. I'm going to get rid of this north. Holding on to safe tiles is not saving me here. So I'm going to keep some of the options around that. Where if I get a 5 or an 8, where if I get a 5, a 6, an 8, or a 9, that 6, 7, 7, 8 becomes a complete set. 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. And also a 2-sided incomplete set. So I'll keep that option open because I don't have anything better to throw it overboard for. Do I pong the 7? Of course not. That's a terrible plan. South is fairly dead. There's no reason to hold on to it. So right now I'm really waiting to see what potential comes into my hand. So this 1 gives me 1, 3, and then 3, 4. These are okay shapes, but I'm just going to say no. I'm going to say no. I'll take the 2, 3, 4. I kind of want... I believe there's red 5s here. I kind of want to be able to take in a red 5 for 4, 6. I already have a pair of... I'm just going to throw it. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I'm not going to pong the 9s. There's no value to it, and if someone calls an east at this point, it's really opening and kind of devaluing their hand. Here are some 5s. 4 and a 5 coming out. Another north. My draws are the worst. I'm not calling it. Another 1. Another north. Wow, this is just... Here's a 2. So, here's a question. This is where we get... There's another interesting crossroads. We could throw away our Hots and be without safe tiles. That might be okay because these 9s are safe on 2 players out there already, including our dealer. So I can call those safe and say, let's try it. Let's get rid of the Hots. Here's a 4. The 4 doesn't really enable me to do anything new. I can already take in the 5 for 5, 6, 7. I probably won't need to break down and do like 4, 5, 6 and have the 7s as our pair. Although, the 4, 5, 6 Sanshoku. How much do we love Gemma? So we're going to aim for 4, 5, 6 Sanshoku in memoriam of Gemma. These 3s could become my pair. These 7s could become my pair. This 2 is definitely not going to be useful. So let's just be aggressive. Let's play for it. It's an AI game, right? We can do what we want. So let's move up to 4, 5, 6. We're going to go for 3 similar... Sanshoku's 3 similar sequences. Here's another 2. Oh my god, my dreams are changing every draw. So the 4, 5, 6 Sanshoku would be a 4, 5, 6 sequence in every set. So there'd be 4, 5, 6 here, 4, 5, 6 here, and 4, 5, 6 here. Getting this 2 would let us take in the 3. So we'd have 2, 3, 4, and then 6, 7, 8. Gemma's yelling. Gemma's yelling about 4, 5, 6 Sanshoku. She wants me to stick to it. If I'm sticking to it, that means I can throw one of these 9s and hold my reservations with this 2. So I'm going to try it. Let's try it. Because that means these 3s will end up a pair. An 8. I'm going to throw the other 9. Because now 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku isn't impossible if everything goes magically. There's the 5. And it's a red 5. Gemma wants me to throw away the 8-man and lock in the 4, 5, 6. I was actually thinking of throwing the 7-man. That doesn't lock in the 4, 5, 6 as a problem. But it does leave me... So, let's talk about it. Structurally speaking, if I throw away the 7-man, I now have the 3s as my pair. I have the 4, 5, 6 complete over here, and I have the 6, 7, 8 complete over here, and I have 2 incomplete sets. I have this 4, 6, 8, and this 2, 4. And if... So that leaves me closer. If I throw the 8... No, that's about the same. I still have 2 incomplete sets. No, I have 3 incomplete sets because I don't have the 6, 7, 8 anymore. I'd rather throw this 8. I'm going to throw this 8. Because if I'm not willing to step down in the one way, I'm not willing to step down in the other way. And now I'm just going to go straight. I got to go straight for it. This 4-pin won't help. Although there's no tiles left. The hand has ended. And no one has accomplished anything. But I wouldn't have accomplished anything either way I went. The vast majority of my draws throughout that hand were the worst. And nothing good happened. So that sounds like Mahjong to me. Alright. East is Zadora, and East is also the wind of the round, which means this East will never leave my hand ever, ever, ever. I have 1 of each dragon, which is depressing. But I think I'm going to start out throwing this 9-mon because it's isolated, and maybe I'll get another dragon, or maybe I'll get another East. I might as well hold on to that hope for a couple minutes. Another So tile. The So flush becomes slightly more attractive, but I'm going to throw this Haku because it just came out. I'm going to starting up by kind of draining these edge tiles that don't give me much value. A Hots came out, and I get another So tile. Okay. Seems like a flush is like... Oh, and another East. Okay. So at this point, I want to call this hand as quickly as possible because I'm going to get East Door 3, which is great. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this 8-pin because this Chun has not come out yet. And the 8-pin's close to the edge. So let's see what we can do. I get the feeling a flush is happening here. So I'm going to throw this red dragon. So, bonging this tile does not actually improve my hand shape. That's not true, actually. It lets me potentially get Itsu. How dumb is that? Do we want to go for something really dumb? So if we do this, basically, if I was to do nothing, then I'm really waiting to get those Easts to confirm, right? And once I make a call, no one's going to throw that East. If you're talking about serious players, everyone's going to be like, well, they're doing something. There's no way they're going to... They're calling aggressively for, like, nothing. Especially also if I go for a flush. The question is the computer smart enough? Can we exploit the computer? Because really, half flush Itsu Door 2 is not really as good. Right? If I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 4, 4, and then the 2 Easts, that's half flush for 2, Itsu for 1, Door 2 for 2. That's Mangan. But just calling the East is Mangan. So I don't think this is really worth doing. I don't think I'm going to get anything out of it. Conning it like, oh, that'd be pretty cool, I guess. But... Let's just do it. Let's see what the computer does. Let's see if the computer's smart enough to respond to my terrible, over-aggressive... Oh. They did. Okay. We done goofed. But now we have 3, 4, 5. What do we want to do? If we get the east, we don't need the flush. So we could just hold the 3, 4, 5. Pair down the 1, 2, and then, like, try to get something else going on here. Let's try that. Let's start with the 1, though. There's my third east. Let's get rid of the 2. This is some pretty good luck for me here. Oh. Welp. Thanks, AI. It's reach. It's reach nothing. Okay. East 3. 5, 5, 6. I got a 9. Alright, let's start out with that 9 mon as usual. One mon can go. We don't need any of these edge tiles. Ooh, that's kind of nice. We now have 1, 2, 3. That's pleasant. Here's a 3. I'm going to hold on to this 3 because 1, 2, 3 would be a pretty great set of sequences to get. 5, 5, 6, 6 is actually pretty cool. I'm going to throw out this red dragon. A lot of things. We're getting a lot of decent shapes here, so I'm just kind of letting these shapes come to... Thank you, red dragon. It's fine. Two door from the player to my left. And 4 pairs. Gemma thinks the 3 should go away. Yeah, I think the 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku is a dream too far. It's not happening. I'm going to get rid of this 2.
Riichi.
Oh, good. Okay. So now, we got our 6, 7 pin. We got our 5, 5, 6, 6 pin. Exactly. That's why I didn't listen to you, and also the chat came in. 5, 6, 7 Sanchoku is very possible here. But I'd have to throw a 6 so into this reach, which is dangerous. Let's try it. It worked. And here is our 7. So now we're taking something apart here, right? We're going to have to take something apart. And I think the only thing we can have to take apart is this 5, 6. Oh, now Gemma's backing down. She's in the chat. She's backing down. Kipi Peiko instead. No Sanchoku, but... Okay, yeah, you know what? It's fair. It's safe, and we can get through it pretty okay. Oh, hey. Let's reach this. This will be at least reach Pinfu.
Riichi.
And they just threw a 4. Hey. It's reach Ippat's Pinfu. I'll take it. Hey, what do we get? Reach Ippat's Pinfudora. And that is almost a dealer Mangan. Which gives me a lot of points. Sick. And now I get to keep going. So what is this crap? 7, so is the Dora. We have 4, 5, 7, 7, 9, 9. Ugh. This is gross. Let's get rid of this 1, though. Maybe West can go later, but that's a safe-ish tile, and I don't like to give up on those too early. Interesting. 7, 8, 9. Hello, EMP. 7, 8, 9, Sanchoku. She says white. No, West. But I'm not ponging this 9 pin. Nope, nope, nope. 5, 7, 9. Now the white. This is an aggressive hand. We're going to go. We're going to do it. 4-5. See, now we're in question marksville, right? We got the 4-5-6 Sanchoku. We got the 7-8-9 Sanchoku. So Gemma suggests 7p to cut. So we're going to give up on the Ipeko, which is probably a reasonable idea because we have a lot of other things going on. So let's see. We can see how that goes. Here's the 5. I don't know how to feel about this. I feel like our 7-8-9 dream is coming apart on us. Gemma says 4, so... Unsure. It would be kind of neat to have the 4-7 weight. If there's no Sanchoku, then cutting the 7-9 is, I think, a better option. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Oh, you son of... I mean, that's a great shape, but I'm sad about where I'm at now. The 4-5-6 Sancho could happen, though. But none of these tiles are helping me at all. Ugh. No. Because getting the 3... Yeah, you're right. Because getting the 3 still gets me 2 complete sets, which is good enough. 1 is not helping me. Of course not. Why would I get tiles that help me? Okay. So at this point, I actually think I'm going to throw the 9 pin and be Ishan 10 with the 5s as my potential pair. No. I'm not calling the 3. This is not ideal, but whatever is in life, right? Oh. This sucks. I think I need to throw the 5 and just be very close to ready. What? Stop it! There are too many pairs. James is 9, 8, 9 out. Probably that's true. Yeah, now we're back to Ishan 10 in a pretty good spot. Oh. Well. Okay. That's Sumo Dora 3. Well. Nothing I could do about that. That hand was rough. There was too much noodling to be done in that hand. Alright, what do we got here? We got a bunch of 2-3s. We got a isolated red 5 pin. We got 3 pairs. It's garbage, but the south will never help me, so I'm going to get rid of the south. East is Adora again. Now we got 4 pairs. We're going to do pairs? What do you think, 7 pairs? We could do 7 pairs. If we're going to do 7 pairs, I'm going to throw this 7. No, the 5-man I'm keeping because there's red 5s on this table. Oh, come on! Do we instantly abandon 7 pairs? And instead try to get on this 9 west weight? Yeah, nothing is good. Nothing is good here. If we're going for the 9 west weight, I'm just going to throw the 3 so then. And see where it gets us. Let's see. There goes one of my 9s. Alright, here we go. We got a 7-8. It's all coming together. You could do Itsu here. Alright, now here's the question. We got 3-5. I think I'm going to start getting rid of these 9-sos. I think waiting on it's stupid, and I'd rather keep the, the red 5 potential.
Riichi.
Oh, dear. I'm not dealer. It's not worth calling. Do I stay strong with these 9-sos? I've used IRC. If I'm going for the Itsu, this 9-so has to go. Just doing it. Ugh. I'm not going to bail yet. Alright, I got away with it.
Sumo.
Sumo! It was a close weight on a 2-pin. Okay. Reach Sumo. Alright. They got something going on. They really could have finessed that more, but these AIs do not know the meaning of the word finesse. Hello, Dora. I'm not north as north can leave, and in theory I could just call this. It would be a weird Chanta zone. Get rid of this 2-man. I don't care about it. Do I try going fast and see if I can't just make this a fast called Haku Chanta? Sure. I do love Chanta. So let's get rid of this 8. Let's see what we get out of this. Oh, a 3. Well, that's useless to me. Because it could just be nothing if it goes a different way. I'm not going to pong. Oh, there we go. So now the question is, I might as well just throw the Dora. It's done. I'm Tempai. There. It's Haku nothing. Super fast. Super fast. But that's fine. I'm winning. And I also won that off of the person closest to me. Get a little more breathing room from them. South 2. What is this? The hottest of garbage. Alright, well, I can take a 4-pin in. I can take a 6-9 pin. Kokshi? No. This is not a Kokshi hand. Gemma's just mad at me because of the ridiculous garbage I pulled off in the game the other day. It was really bad. Oh, we should analyze that replay of Dave being the biggest, dumbest idiot in Mahjong forever. Whenever her workmen are gone, we can go through it. Ugh. Yeah, you did lose miserably, but I won gratuitously. Alright, we'll take the 4, 5, 6, and now we're Ishan 10. And if I draw that sweet Dora, it's Ishan 10 on a nice Pinfu. My friends are the best. Ooh. So, in theory now, I'm going to throw the south, because I'm not getting south, but it would be nice to get a Tanyao out of this, which I could conceivably get if I get a 6-pin, for example, which I might even call for. They just had play points. How do I feel about this? I feel like... Let's do that. Let's do that. This is the best man. It's not her fault. It's my fault. I did really the dumbest things. Isn't being the best at destroying... Oh, no. So, here I'm going to do my crafty play of walking it over. We're walking it over to get a 3-4-5, so there's a possibility of a 3-4-5 Sanchoku if everything goes well. Let's see what happens. Yes. No! That would have been great, but it didn't happen. Am I calling the 6? No. This 8's gonna go. Everything's going away. All I want is Sanchoku. This 3 also does not help me. There's a red 5. Something's going on. It's 4. We are running out of tiles here, friends. Let's... Do I call it? It doesn't actually help my hand. It doesn't get me Tempai. And I also can't then discard the 2, so I'd have to discard like the 7 and lock the 6 in as a pair. It does get an extra draw, though. Oh, no, it doesn't. It keeps it all the same. I'm going to do it. Nothing. Nothing. Only one person was Tempai. Now it's South 3 and I'm the dealer. And this is another handful of shrapnel-y garbage. Does not help me. Ooh, I got Souths. Never mind. South 3, I'm the dealer, and I got Souths, which means I am throwing away these Wests and just going to go as fast as I can and grab the South and run. Ooh. I like that. I'm not going to pong the 6s. I think these 8s might end up being my pair. Hey, South. I did it. I'm going to... Where do I go here? The 7-8's good. The 4-5-6 is obviously good. I could throw... The 3-5 is probably pretty good. The 6 is pretty isolated, but there are red 5s on the table. I'm going to throw this 6 and lock it in. It does leave me Ishan 10, which is fine. Hey, look at that. And now I'm Tempai. And I won. Hooray! Super fast. So that's just South Dora 1, I believe. Auspicious wins. Ooh. Okay, little dealer win, but again, gets me more gap. Holds my deal. Oh my god, what is this? This is really bad. This is just a mess. Get rid of this Haku. Ugh. Here it is, 8. It's all on its own. I don't care for it. 1-3-5 isn't so bad. I'll keep this 2-2-4. I'll get rid of the 1. I don't think I'm going to be getting a 1-2-3 Sanchoku. Even though Gemma might be dreaming of it. A South has just come out. Red Dragon's already very dead. I need all these... Okay, I'll upgrade 2-4 to 4-5. That's fine. Nice. I'm not calling this hand. I'm also not holding this 9. Yuck. Yuck. Mm-mm. Oh, dear. Okay. Alright, that's Riichi Dora. Dora. That's Mangan. Oof. Alright. So now, I'm in danger. In that, our dealer, it's only 6,000 points away from me, so I can't afford to just sit around and be like, do whatever. So, what do we see here? I see a not impossible 7-8-9 Sanchoku. It's a little far, but it's not impossible. So I don't want to throw out this 9. I might throw out this 2. I might throw out this hot. I'm going to start with this hots. I have to fight this hand. I can't just like noodle around and play it safe. South can go. I'm just going to go. Let's see what we can do here. Oh my god, more dragons. Go away. I'm not seeing the 7, 8, 9 coming. Okay, here's a 5. If I have the 2 and the 8, the 5 actually doesn't help me. I'm going to just get rid of it. I just don't want it. Another 2 also. None of these things are helpful to me. Okay, we got our 7, 8, 9. That's kind of cool. This 2-so is not being useful. Let's just give up on it. Because if I get a 3-pin, I'm in a pretty good spot. Now I have a 1, 2, 3. So, this could be a weird Junchan situation. That's kind of pushing it. I don't need to win a lot. I just need to win. To some degree, I think this 9-so has to go. Because we are Ishan 10 right now, and I just need to win. So, I think that holding out for a Sanchoku at this point, what's the value of getting more points? There is none. 7, 8, 9, 9. So I previously considered dropping this 8 and saying that is that the 9s are going to be my pair. And I think I don't see another way around that. If I keep this 9, I have the option to make this a 7, 8, 9, but that actually takes me away from being ready. So I need to push straight forward.
Riichi.
Okay. Okay, so this is great. I have a nice safe tile I can deal. I keep my hand in the same shape it's in. I don't have to worry about anything. Great.
Riichi.
Oh, but. Okay. So now I am not a happy camper. I'm going to throw this 8 that I know is safe on both of them, and probably the 9 next. It doesn't necessarily all collapse. All 4 8s are out, so I'm going to throw this 9. And they deal in. But it's reach door 2, which is 72,000, which gets you 35.6. You're 400 below me, sucker. Yeah. And that's why I'm the best. It's interesting that we're all like dangling. There's like a little bit of a swing to all of our little icons. We did it. We did it, everyone. We won. We won at Mahjong against the impossible AIs, which makes us true champions. I'm gonna check in with Gemma for 1 second and see if her house is done being ridiculously under construction. If she can just hear me asking her, so she can respond in chat and see if she's of form to come hang out with us. Because I don't want to analyze that game without her. I need her sadness. It's not worth it if she's not sad about it. Oh, maybe she's off talking to them. And elsewise, shenanigansing. Let's see. Sorry, can analyze without Gemma if I want. Critique me. Oh my god. This is an opportunity. This is a big opportunity. All right, let's see what we can see. Let me bring this up. Okay. Let me get the link for it. Okay, here we go. I think this is it. Let me make sure this is right. Wait, how do I make this? Wait, hold on. It's not in English. Hold on, sorry. I need to figure out how to get to the English client for Tenho. Uh-huh. Here we go. Alright. And then there's this. If I do 3, should that be doing it? Here we go. Yes. Okay, great. So now, yeah, this is it. This is our incredibly stupid game. All right, great. So let me bring up my analysis-y chair. No. Tenno, please. Okay, cool. All right. Let us go to this, which is almost perfect. Why is it so weirdly shaped? Oh, it's because I see. Hold on. Sorry, I'm fixing the visuals for everyone. And doing this without Gemma's lovely commentary here makes it challenging. Because usually she's here to, like, say things to people while I futz with things. Alright, here we go. Pew! Neat. And let me just turn off this switch so that it's not making noises at me in the background forever. Go to sleep. Okay, so let's talk about this game. Let's see if we can remember who is sitting where also. I believe... Yeah. So this is from the perspective of me, and then there's A, B, and C. But I don't remember who Gemma was. I believe Gemma was across from me. I don't know. She should tell me where she was. So let's do our usual thing, where we go through like we just speed through the first row. This was at the end of our league session, last league, the third queue. What's that? Oh, so Gemma's to my right. That's why. That's what happened here. All right, cool. So let's talk about this game, and I have some top level, the worst stuff. It's shameful, and you're all going to see my terrible shame. Let me also change the stream to say that we're not playing Clubhouse Games 51 anymore. We're playing Tenho. I'm reviewing Mahjong games. Okay, now people won't get mad at me for putting my stream in the wrong place and being the thirst trap that I am. So let's see. We'll go through our first set of discards. Although this starting hand's pretty good. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 8's a door. Pretty sick. Pair. I got 1, 2. I got 6, 6, 7. All's looking pretty well for me. Ooh, I got that in. That's great. I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's great. Okay, that's a lot of... Oh, man. I got a lot of good stuff here. So by the end of the first row, I actually have my hand in a really great shape. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1, 8 floating around, so I can switch from those 4s to be the door pair. I got 4, 5, 6. I got 6, 7. So I got a really great line on Pinfu, probably Tanyao, maybe door 2. We'll see. Great stuff going on. To my right, Gemma has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs right now. That's a very interesting 7 pairs happening. We got 5, 5, 7. We got 3, 3, 5, 8, 8, 4, 5, 5, 7, 9. Like a lot of sets trying to come together, maybe not necessarily coming together. Across B-san, I'll call them Gemma-san, B-san, and C-san. B-san has some pretty good shape. 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 3, 4. Got the 1 so's for the pair, 3, 3, 5. Like, stuff's coming together for them. And C-san also a pair east, which is great in east round. 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 8, 9. Again, shapes are kind of coming together throughout the first row. And you can see from people's discards, like, they haven't really thrown out any potential. They've mostly been trimming down their hand. I've been a little fortunate that my hand's gone a little faster throughout this first row. But it's pretty much been good times. 1, 2, 3, got rid of the 4. I get rid of the 2. Upgrade the 6, 7 to 7, 9, and 6, 7. And now we have a reach here from C-san waiting on the east or the 8 so. So this is a little bit, it's a little fast. It's not the fastest reach in the world. It's a little fast. Winning the east will be great. So it'll be reach east. They have a door in their hand. And it's a little bit of an unexpected sort of wait. It's not a terrible play. I decide, screw it, it's first hand. I'm just going to go straight ahead into it. And continue going straight ahead into it. But Gemma-san discards the east. And I guess she was also going ahead into it. And that east discard, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Ishan 10 on 7 pairs. On a potential Tanya 7 pairs. So throws the east. Deals in to, this is not in English for some reason. It's reach East, Dora, 3 Han, 5,200 points. Not awesome. Not the worst thing that can ever happen to you. Alright, so now we have a new hand, and it looks like there's a lot of shrapnel here as well. So let's see our first row. Okay, so at this point, what's going on? Our dealer has called the Chun and seems to be going for some kind of flush-type hand. I don't know what could be going on over there, but their discards aren't very readable for that. It mostly looks like they've trimmed out some stuff. This will become more apparent as we go, but right now I wouldn't be... I might be a little wary because they've called, but I wouldn't be incredibly wary of a flush right now. Sisan, we have 3-4, 7-9, 2-3, 6-7. We got a pair of Wests, we got a pair of 1s, and it looks like they've only mostly trimmed extra things. This 4, they trimmed down the 3-4 by trimming the 4. Makes some sense. As for myself, I think I was very aggressively looking at a 7-8-9 Sanchoku here, like a call the hots, get the 7-8-9 Sanchoku. So at some point I threw this 5. Let me go back a little. I threw the 5. Oh, I threw the 5 when I got the 9 because I was like, forget it. I have 2-5-8. I'm going to throw the 5. It's not worth it. I got the 6 afterwards, and I decided now's the time to throw the dangerous tiles. The 4 was more dangerous to me. It's a middle tile. It's near the Dora. I'm going to throw it right now and get rid of it if I'm going for this HOTS 7-8-9 shenanigans. And at this point, our dealer will throw the East and be ready on the Forso or the Tumon, just to be ready. I think they decided they would just take a win if they could get a win, and maybe they could upgrade it later with the right tiles. I'm like, screw it, I get rid of my 6. I'm still going. I have my 4, 5, 6. So now I can call the hots and get ready for that 7, 8, 9, but the Tumon is stuck in my hand. They decide they're going for the flush now. They're taking it. So now they've taken themselves out of Tempai. And I got to throw my Tumon. Look at me. I snuck around them. Although that hand would have been Chun only. But now they throw it, and now they're ready on the 3, 6. And now I'm nervous. I see what's going on over there. I'm like, well, I'm not throwing any Mon tiles for the rest of this hand. So I'm just taking my hand apart at this point. What's going on for everyone? Oh, I get my hots, and that makes me sad. But again, I'm figuring like this is not worth risking a dealer Chun half flush. That's a lot of points. Over here, Gemma has 2-3, 3-4, 5, 4-5, but she got the 7 stuck in her hand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is actually really nice if she can get these Mon tiles not like out of her hand somehow, and that's not going to be easy given what the dealer's doing right now. I'm going to throw the West. Now she has 3, 4, 5. So I think she's looking to get the 3, 4, 5, 7. Just like see if she can walk her way towards something that will be Tempai, but also avoid dealing those Mon tiles, which would be a great deal. Here's my 6s. I think I remember this hand made me really sad because it kept coming so close. So now she goes into Riichi, waiting on just the 7 Mon, which is a little tricksy. Sisan had snuck out this 1 Mon before and sneaked out the other 1 Mon again, even into the Riichi. I'd have 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 9. Paradora here. Like, this is a pretty solid hand. The problem with this hand is how does it get 2 winning, and I'm not sure what the answer is. I'm just straight up bailing because I'm not dealing with this. Okay, Sisan decides to pair down the West as I keep walking around. I'm still just looking for tiles that I know are safe because, again, I'm not dealing with this. South can go out. I'm weirdly, like, holding my reservations with these Hotses. I maybe should have just started throwing them because I'm pretty sure they're safe, but I think I was worried the dealer might have been doing something tricky waiting on the Hots. But instead, the dealer just sumos. Nice sumo. 7,000 points. And they hold the deal, so that's good for them. Let's see here. We got 7, 8, 9. Gemma's got a pretty solid hand here. We've got 5, 6, 2, 3, 6, 6, 7, 8. Got some good raw material. Our dealer, 4, 5, And Sisan has 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, some stuff. So let's go through our first set of tiles. So at this point, my hand is awkward, but not bad. I can take in Adora, or I can take in a 5-pin, and each one of those will leave me ready for like a closed weight right now. Again, like I'd be much happier if I could draw something that would improve some of these weights. But I'm Ishan 10, and that's really fast, so I'm pretty okay with that. Gemma has 2 Dora, and Mike has 2 Dora. I'm sorry, Sisan has 2 Dora. I know who it was, but I'm not going to tell anyone. Gemma and Sisan both have 2 Dora, so the Dora is dead. Like, there's no way I'm ever getting the 3-mon I want. And that's 3, 3, 4, 4, 5 structure is pretty great. In fact, this is a really interesting place now because it is 5 pairs. It's Ishan 10 on 7 pairs, which is pretty cool. But it could also kind of like flatten out into maybe Ryeonpeiko, or at least Ippeiko. Like, there's a lot of things that could happen there, which is a really exciting structure. Gemma's got a 2 Dora, and she's got 5, 7, 5, 6, 2, 3, 6, 6, 7, 8. Again, like, this could be Tanya Dora 2. Could be Pinfu Tanya Dora 2. And I believe 5, 6, 7 Sanchoku is also possible here with a little finessing. Mm-hmm. Our dealer's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 4. Our dealer hasn't really managed to put anything together yet, which is a little frustrating for them. They got the Chuns. They can call their way through. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm a little nervous about this 5-so. Or I guess I'm wondering if I could build a better weight around the 5-so. And since this 8-pin is definitely not helping me. Actually, that's not true. In theory, if I got another 7-pin, the 8-pin could help me. But I think I decided I just wasn't dealing with that. And I decided to hold the 5-so. I'm not sure why that was a weird moment of strange caution for me. West can go. East are going. 2's going. Okay, so completing the 4, 5, 6 for Gemma. She gets rid of the 7, so she doesn't care. She's a 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 2 Hatses, and 2 Dora. That's true. Maybe calling the Hats to get ready. Or if you get in reach, you can reach on the Dora or the Hats, which is pretty great. Okay, that 5 comes in. Now we're up to 4 pairs up here. Another 2. This is noodling around. Is that my things? Are my like stream tags getting? Okay, and now we're pushing. We throw this 5. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs up here. So we're Ishan 10 and 7 pairs. Sisan sees that, and it's like, that's a little weird. I'm just going to throw this 5 on. Also, there's very few so tiles that are out on the table at all. So it just seems really nervous. I'm a little psyched. I just got my 3, 4. So now I have a potential pin food. I don't know that the 3s are all dead, but it's an upgrade to my weight. That's pretty great. Now we got the 4, 5, 6, which makes this hand sad. The 4 now comes out. My 7 comes out. And here we go. We'll reach on the Dora and the Hats. And the Hats gets thrown immediately to hold this Ishan 10. And it becomes Riichi Pot's Hats Dora Dora, which is a Mangan, and pulls Gemma's points back into her possession, putting me into 3rd place, which makes me so sad. And that was a clever, fairly fast hand. So now it's East 3. What's going on here is nothing too awesome for me. 3, 4, 4, 5. Gemma's got... We all have a lot of extra wins and honors in our hands. Like, there's a lot of crap. No one has anything that exciting going on. So let's see what happens as we go through the first set of tiles here. Okay. Oh boy. So I have gotten myself to a position where I really need a 3-mon, but decent shapes here. 6, 7. The 4, 5, 5, 5 could be a cool weight if it turns out to be waiting on it, but I might just end up with the 1s as my pair. 3, 4 is nice. Our dealer, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, pretty sick. 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 8, 8. Ishan 10, looking pretty good. Gemma has 2, 3, 4, 4, 6, 3, 3, 5, 7, 9. Again, a lot of shapes, and 3, 5, 7. A lot of shapes with holes in it, but shapes still coming together. Again, first row, and if you look at her discards, there's not much else she could have been doing there. And Bisan, 1, 1, 4, 9, 2, 6, 9, 1. Was Bisan going for Kokshi? Bisan might have been going for Kokshi. And they do have 9 orphans right there in their hand, so it's not totally fruitless. That's a bit of a... Bisan, if you're out there, that's a bit of a an aggressive play. But, maybe not the worst. Okay, so Sisan holds on to this extra 8 as a potential thing. You could maybe get another one, which makes good sense, because if they get a third 8 or a third 8 so, they become ready, discarding the 6-mon, and they throw the hots because no one needs it. Here's a 4 to close out the 3, 5, 7. So 3, 4, 5 now. 2, 3, 4, 4, 6, 3, 3. And now the 9 is being thrown because I'm betting, and Gemma can tell me if I'm wrong, this does put her in a position where she can just call the 6, and she can call it out for Tanyao, and just get it done if need be. And that's Tanyao door 1, which is fine. Let's see. Drawn is discarded as 8. Okay, 7, 9 is upgraded to 6, 7. It's a great upgrade. And now our dealer is in a great shape for Pinfu Tanyao. Potential Ipeko if they draw that 7. So that's pretty sick. I can throw the 1 and hold the 4. That's fine by me. Everyone's kind of getting... Okay, here's my 3, 4, 5. And now I am also Ishanten. Slightly awkward shape. Once again, I need that 3, which I don't know if it's happening. Gemma decides to get rid of the 7 and hold the 4, 6, 8, because that's also very callable. For Tanyao, I don't change my path on the 4. Bisan is doggedly going for the Kokshi. Here's a 6. So, I don't know if this is a smart move or not. I decide I'm going to hold the 6, and I think I'm just a little nervous because Gemma just threw that 7 and then is discarding what she's drawn. I'm a little nervous. There's something going on with Montiles. There are very few of them out on the table. So I'm upgrading that 2-4 to a 2-4-6. But I'm getting rid of my 1 pins, but I've decided that this 4-5-5-5 will make a better weight if I get there. And basically I can now go to Tanya if I want to. Here's the third 8. So this is a little interesting to me that our dealer leaves the Tempai, does not take this Tempai. Which could have been just Tanya, Dora 1 on the 5-pin, 8-pin. And instead decides, I think they've decided that they're going for the Pinfu. They want the Pinfu on top of it. I'll finish discarding those. Gemma gets her 5, 6, 7. So now she has Tempai on just the 7-pin. I think Kokshi has been abandoned by Bisan at this point. I got my 5, which is what I was worried about. So now I have 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, and I actually am now Ishan 10 in this great weight, but I'll have to throw a 2-mon, which I'm feeling a little nervous about doing. This is a swappy doppy by Gemma, the person who complains about the swappy doppy all the time. She takes the 4 into her hand and discards the 4 already in her hand to make it look like she's still changing her hand up and not let us know that she's ready. Here's a 9. Here's the reach from the dealer. The dealer decides that they are doing it. They're going to take the Pinfu. They're going to take this 8. They're going to take the Pinfu. It's going to be a 4-mon, 7-mon weight now. And I decide I'm going to push it. And I call the 8 to make the 6, 7, 8 and throw the 2. So now I'm waiting on 3, 4, 6 pin. Now Gemma decides it's time to reach, because she's now following a reach. So there's already someone in reach who's going to discard whatever they can. So that's not so great. The 9 pin comes out because it's safe on the dealer. It's safe on me. And actually, I'm sorry, it's safe on all 3 of us. So Bisan decides, I'm getting out of here. I have a safe tile on everyone. Here's a 9. I throw the hots south. They get their poor Bisan's getting some exciting tiles in, but it's not happening. I aggress here with the 5. I've decided my 3-sided weight has a good chance of succeeding against 2 reaches. Let's just do it. Is this wise? Maybe not. We got a dealer reach. We have Gemma's reach. This 4-man was made to look like it came out of her hand, which means she could have been... Well, she couldn't have been cutting down a 3-4 because I did throw the 2. Well, but I threw the 2 before she wanted to reach. But after she... Yeah, no, it's tricky. It's tricky. And again, by the way, that reach that she did there, I believe, was... It was a swappy doppy reach as well. So as far as I'm concerned, she's changed her hand twice and then gone into reach. Yeah, this is just, I think, a gutsy play. This comes out, 6 comes out, and I keep going just straight ahead. The 4 is online with the 7. Again, there's some minor safety there, but there's no knowing what's going on. The 9 is safe, at least on the dealer. Okay, nice. And it goes to draw. So, yeah, we all just held it out to draw. Was that smart? I don't know. It's hard to say. I pushed very aggressively. I knew where the fives, a good chunk of the fives and sixes were, but not where others were. It was just some luck, some push luck. Yeah, Gemma got nothing for it. The dealer and Gemma got nothing for it, and I got 1,000 points for it, which is kind of cute. And now there's 2,000 points on the table. And the dealer gets to hold the dealer. Wow. Okay, so the dealer's dealt a lot of stuff, but they're dealt all the Hakus in the world. West is Dora. I'm dealt 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'm dealt an Ishan 10 hand here, which is stupid. This is actually insanely cool. So hooray for me. But again, this is hardly skill, just dumb luck. Gemma's dealt, we got 7, 8, we got 1, 1, 2, we got 4, 5, we got 2 Norths. Norths don't really help, but pretty good. Bisan, 7, 8, 9, 3, 3, 5, a West, a Dora. So let's see where things go here. So this is a little gutsy of me, because I actually end up taking a step back from this Ishan 10 hand, which maybe I should not have done to widen it. And then I get myself back. I think I was looking for Tanya, because basically the problem with this Ishan 10 hand is it had a very high chance of being like Reach. And I'm like, okay, well that's cool, I guess. But I really should have thrown the 3-mon here. I think, and not taken this step away. But I decided I was just going to do it. Oh, and then it all worked out for me anyway. So forget what I said. It was all great. Everything I did was incredibly smart. And I ended up with, I think, yeah, I wanted to get closer to a Pinfu shape if I could, and a potential Tanya shape if I could. And that did pay off. And at this point, I'm waiting on the 1-4-mon. Yeah, I could have had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would have been pretty sick. Everyone else seems to kind of just be not wanting to deal with this. And a bunch of tiles go by. It looks like everyone's just trying to play safe until our current dealer deals in. But again, very fast, very difficult to tell what's going on. It's Reach Pinfo, I got no Dora. But what I do get is 2,000 points from the table from last hand. So, hey, there you go. 5,000 points for me, which brings me up into first place, which is pretty sweet, and allows me to be the dealer, which is also pretty sweet. And I start the hand with 3 pairs and a pair of Haku, which is also pretty sweet. So let's see what happens through this first set of tiles here. Okay, so here I am. I got my 3 2s, I got my 2 8s, I got my 5 6. I can take a Dora in. I call the Haku, and I'm basically Ishan 10 now. I throw the 6 because I don't remember why I did that. I probably should have thrown the East. But calling the 6, 7, 8 wouldn't actually improve my hand, so At this point, Gemma's got 3 1s, 3 5 7, 4 a 9 pin, 4 4, 2 Dora, 7 8 8. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Bisan's got a concealed set of Chuns, 3 4 5 6 7, 6 7 7 2 4. Bisan's in a threatening position now. I should have been careful about that. And Sisan, 5 6 7 8, 4 5, 1 2 3 4. Like Sisan's got some stuff going on as well. Pretty nice. 3 4 5 for Sisan, pretty nice as well. Go to the 4. I'm kind of looking to just call this hand out and be done with it as quickly as I can. But I'm not getting any raw material, and neither is... Oh, okay, so Bisan takes a 2-2 to make the 6-7 to be in an even better position to call this quickly. I take the third 8 because now there's even more tiles that can leave me ready, which is pretty exciting. And here's the reach from Sisan, waiting on 9-6-3 Mon, right? Yeah, this is a 9-6-3 Mon. Wait, but I call it and deal the 2-pin. I deal the 2-pin. The 2-pin had just come out before the reach. I had a vibe that it probably wasn't a waiting tile. This is a vibe. This is just a guess. But then an 8-mon gets dealt by Bisan because they don't want to give up on their hand, and I win a quick 1,500 and a reach deposit, which is more nice little points. Again, this is a little bit of luck. how it's all interacting with what other people are doing. Another hand. 567, 567. Oh boy, 567 Sanchoku might be the thing. Gemma's got a pair of 1s, 3, 4, 2, 3, pair of 8s, right now. Stuff. Bisan, East, East, West, West. Pretty sick for East round in your West. And a 4, 5, 6, and a 1, 2. Like, they've got a lot of stuff going on as well. Sisan, 2, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, 4, 4. A little bit of shrapnel for Sisan. So let's see where we get after our first set of discards. Okay, so now... Wow. There's a lot of really good draws for me. And maybe a slightly foolish one. It might have been foolish to throw the 7. I think I regretted this later. Because if I'd held the 7 instead of the hots, I'd be in a great position for Pinfu, Sanchoku, maybe Ipeko. And instead, I have Pinfu, maybe Ipeko, and the Sanchoku's gone. At the point at which I threw the 7, it was really like 4 or 7. Okay, it wasn't the dumbest thing I could have done, but I probably could have thrown the Haku or Hots instead and kept the option open and thought about it a little bit more. I'm going to throw this one. Gemma's got 1, 1, 3, 4, 4, 5, 2, 2, 3, 8, 8, 9, 9. Again, there's a lot of pairs. That's 5 pairs. That's each on 10 on 7 pairs. It's not bad. Player across, 1, 2, 3, another 5 pair setup. And Sisan has 3, 4, 4, 4, which is a good shape. Pair of 6s, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Like, there's a lot of overlap going on here. A lot of things are happening. But no one's getting... I hold this because this is just weird. I'm like, okay, fine, more options to get Tempai. I'll take it. 3 over the 6. Okay, Bisan decides they're just calling this. Here's the 8. I'm going to reach it. So this is going to be reach Pinfu. And that's it. But I'm like, you know what? It's worth it. I'm just going to do it. I'm the dealer. I'm going to keep pushing it. So I'm waiting on the 3-6 pin. Which... Oh, Gemma dodges throwing to me right there. But then here, Bisan throws it because I want to call out the 4 and the 5. The 6 is in their way. And I threw out the 7 earlier as drawn, which they might have thought implied that I didn't need things around it. Don't know. It ends up being reach Pinfu. So I got a small score. Not a devastating blow, but I'm still curating a small dealer rampage at this point. What do we got? 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 8, 9. Ugh. Sanchoku? Maybe. Let's see. Gemma's got 3, 5, 9, 9, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bisan's got 4, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7. None of Bisan's got a strong starting hand. And Sisan, 1, 1, 6, 7. The 3 Norths are nice, but it's like, got to make something of it. I want to hear Gemma's comments on her play, but I immediately give up on that 7, 8, 9 Sanchoku, it looks like, which I think ends up being a mistake. Oh my god. I'm trying to get through the first bunch of tiles. Oh my, everything happens here. Okay, so by the end of this, we are in a situation where I am screwed. So Bisan is Tempai on Hakudora 2. It is very likely they're not going to give up that Tempai for the half flush, because why would you trade 2 Han for 2 Han when you have the Dora and you're protected against anyone, discarding the Dora? So it's 8 Mon and 9 So that's dangerous. My 8 Mon in my hand is sitting there waiting for my death. Gemma's gone into reach on the 4-7 Mon. 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So that's reach Dora, but it's a solid weight. It's really fast. Everyone's ready really fast, and I'm just sad. So I think this is a little funny that the 7, 8, 9 is coming back to me. And so I guess I just decided I'm going to break down this 3 because it's safe and just hang out and see what happens. Swappy Doppy from B, leading people to maybe think. Interesting. So I'm holding this 3 now because I know it's safe. And I'm throwing things that have come out since the reach. Yeah, this is just a bad... I'm getting sad now. But now with these 2 Easts, I have 5, 6, 7. I'm like, oh, maybe something good can happen here. Who even knows? I'm like dancing around a little looking for any type of reasonable opening. But none of it is happening for me, and I feel very convinced. Yeah, I'm throwing my save 3 again. I feel very convinced that other people are very ready. And now the 5 and the 6 have both become safe on the reach, so I think The 3s come out, so that's safe on everyone. I'm not calling the East. Like, at this point, I'm just like, this is not the hand for me to lunge with. It's not happening. And it's good that I didn't... Well, is it good? Because it would have avoided this. But a sumo from Sisan, which, again, nets them Gemma's 1,000 points. A small score. Undercuts whatever B's doing. I lose a little bit, but you know what? I'm up. I'm fine. And now Gemma's Stealer. South 1. This, to be fair, at this point... Yeah, EMP. It was not a bad situation at all. Like, I guess, like, looking at the hand... Go back another thing. I could have pushed, maybe, but I would have had to either break this down or break some of these other sets down that I was really not very certain about. I'm not throwing this 8-9, so I'm stuck there. And I'm never getting out of that hell. The 7s are pretty much dead. There's only one left. So, yeah, this really was the best thing that could have happened to me. It's all good. So this is actually not a very out-of-control game right now. I am up, but I'm up, like, what? 14K. We all started at 30, so, like, people are, like, plus minus. We're all within like 8,000 points of start. So some hits back and forth. It's happened. This hand for me, I like my 2 Souths. I like my 7-8, I guess. It's fine. Gemma is dealer. 1, 3, 5, 6, 9. 4, doesn't have too much going on. Bisan, 3, 4. East, South, West, West. A lot of shrapnel over there. Meh. But room for the Dora. Sisan has a lot of So tiles. Sorry, a lot of Mon tiles. And Easts, and like you could push that to a flush. It would be a little aggressive though still at this point. So let's see what happens. No one's got, well, I'm sorry, Gemma's got a Dora, but like the Dora are not out there right now. So let's see what we get after our first set of tiles. 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, and okay. Oh hey, I'm sure happy, aren't I? So at this point, yeah, I have 2 Souths, I have 2, 2, I have 4, 5, 7, 8. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. So I have all the options, right? I can call out that South and then go straight to just like South Door 1, or I can discard them, get Reach Pinfu Door 1. I could draw it and get like Reach South Door 1. Like I have tons of great options here. Gemma's got her 5, 6, 7. Got a lot of 5, 6, 7. I think I feel a 5, 6, 7 Sancho. I feel it, Gemma. 5, 6, 7 Sancho is what's happening here. It's what you're looking for. Bisan is scooting towards something that could be devastating. They've got the complete set of Wests. They've got 2 Easts. They've got a South. They've got 2 5s. They've got 2 3s. I see a lot of Pongs in their future. I see a potential Sananko, Suanko potential there. We'll see. Sisan's got their 1s. They've got 1, 2, 3. They've got 5, 6. They've got East, East, and they've got the 4, 6, 8. So they're Ishan 10 on the 2-sided weight. They could take in a 5-mon if they get it. So they have a lot of options here. Gemma doesn't pick up that 7, doesn't pick up the 5, doesn't pick up the... And no one's picking up anything. I'm not thrilled about that 4. Okay, Gemma gets her 6, 7, 8 now. I'm not taking that. No one's taking anything they're getting at all. No one wants 9. More tiles no one wants. Here's a Dora. So now we have 1, 3, 5, 5, 6, 7, 2, 2, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7. This is actually pretty sweet. If she can seal this off, if she gets a 4-mon, she has Pinfu Tanyao or Pinfu. It's a great shape. Here's the third 3, so now we are really close to Sananko. I get my 2s and I decide the 5 is important. The 4, 5 is improved by 3, 6. The 7, 8 is improved by 6, 9. So the 7, 8, in my opinion, is a set to cut. I also, there's 1 9 out. Actually, there aren't really many 9s on the table at all. But I've decided I'll get rid of the 6, 9 because it's the least negative. And it leaves me Ishan 10. And it means also if I get the South, I can switch it and still be Ishan 10, which is kind of nice. At this point, we have 5, 6, 7, 6. Gemma is Tempai on just the 4-mon. At this point, the South is being dealt, which means Bisan is Tempai on the East or the 5-pin. But they can't call it, but if they sumo it, it's Sananko. I don't believe that, they can't win on this because East it's South round now. So they can't really do anything. And I don't call that South. Because I've decided I'm going to reach this. Oh, but I draw the South because that's apparently my thing. And now the 8 comes out. Now I have a huge opportunity for Tempais here across almost anything. B takes a step back to get Ishan 10 on Toi Toi, Sananko, or Suanko. Yeah, I can't say no to that. I would never say no to that. And B gets it. Cripes, B-san. B gets it and goes into reach. So hold on. Where are we at here? B is now in reach. 5 pin and east are the tiles for B. It's Toi Toi, Sananko, potential Suanko. My question would be, would I have reached this? The answer is I don't know. Talking about different reach criteria, it's late in the game, so the element of surprise really isn't there. Players should know that if the East haven't come out, they're probably not going to come out. So you're kind of yeah, the East already look dangerous given that it's this late. So I don't know if the reach makes the East look any more dangerous. 5 pin is always seen as dangerous. You are kind of shutting down any last-ditch attempts people might make to get Tempai, though. So, like, someone throwing that, someone thinking, I can throw this East, it's late, I know, but probably no one's done anything, probably I'll get away with it. Or a 5 pin, like, I can throw this middle tile, like, it's, you shut that down now. For better or for worse. On the other hand, are you changing this hand? No. If you sumo it, it's Suanko. You want to sumo it, that's your best option. So why not reach? Maybe if you convince anyone to break their hand and slow anyone else down, it's really only helping you towards your ultimate goal of sumoing this hand. So I think there's value in thinking both ways. Like, your objective to some degree is not to trick people into dealing in, it's to sumo. Because really, if someone deals into this hand, it's just Mangan. Right? Like, it's just Toi Toi for 2 and Sananko for 3. So, like, it's a Mangan hand versus a Yakuman hand. Also, if you reach it and someone else deals into you, it's Mangan plus you get a flip, which could bring you right on up to Baimon. So, I definitely would not poo-poo the idea of reaching this hand this late. If it was early, I'd be saying this is a mistake. If it was early, I'd be saying you could really sneak this out, and you should not be doing that, probably. But it happens. And so, people ignore it. Oh my god. 5-mon gets drawn. Here's that reach. So Season follows. This reach is waiting on the 4-so, 7-so. And of course, boldly, incredibly boldly, I also decide I'm going to go on the 3-mon, 6-mon reach. Now, the exciting part about this is the 3-mon is entirely dead. The 6-mon, there are 3 of them. 3 of them that are unavailable to me and will never be available to me. So this has happened, but that does eat up the 5 pin. And now I draw, I draw a winning tile and throw the dangerous 2-mon for the extra hunt. Yeah, I'm not going to throw a south. 2-mon, for the record, is safe on west here, which is not a bad deal. And I don't know. I feel like, is there anything that I can know that I would have known to feel safe about 2-mon on top of that? Having thrown the 4 and the 6, I don't know. I wasn't getting the vibe that B-san was worrying about Mon tiles too much. Yeah, it's at risk versus B-san and not versus. It is Dorasuji. But I can also see 3 of the 4-mons here. I can see the one here. I can see the one here. I can see the one here. So it's a one-shot. It's like, oh, there's only one 4-mon they could possibly have. It was a gutsy play. But it does become reach South Dora. And so I pushed it. And now Gemma goes into reach. A swappy-doppy reach. Also on just the 4-mon. And everyone draws and discards a whole bunch of tiles. And I wince as I discard each of these tiles. It's WRC style rules where there's nothing you can do that aborts the hand. Yeah. That's you are correct, DMP. In standard Nintendo style rules, 4 reaches will abort the hand, but in WRC style rules, you really can almost never abort the hand. There's nothing that causes. Basically, the idea is you don't want to play a hand over again because it's a huge waste of time, and you want to make sure you can get through the game. So yeah, four reaches, you just play it out. It sucks, but you just play it out. And we did play it out, and we ended up with nobody winning. This was a really aggressive, intense showdown that ended up with just 4 Tempais and 4,000 points on the table. And seeing 4,000 points on the table, my eyes lit up, being like, holy crap, there's 4,000 points on the table. That's a good amount of points. It is. It does suck to have that go to draw. But so what do we got here? What I got ain't too great. I got a pair of 1s. I got 7, 8. I got 4, 5. Gemma remains a dealer. She's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. Bit of shrapnel there. Poor Bisan has 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, 7. They have some interesting flushy type material and 2 Dora. And Sisan 1, 2, 3. But the rest isn't so great. So let's go through our first sets of tiles. Oh my god, I forgot what happened here. This is dumb. This is super dumb, and I did it, and it's super dumb. I decided that what I would do was be really aggressive and hope that these Hakus eventually came out, because there's only 1 left on the table, and just try to get this 4,000 points. Because even the chumpiest hand is 4,000 points now, or 5,000 points because 1,000. This is really overplaying myself and really dumb. It also looks a lot like a flush, which I was trying to use to my advantage. And hopefully I can slow people down by leaving them feeling stuck with pin tiles in their hand. So Gemma doesn't fall for it. At this point, though, I'm super not ready, and I'm wondering what I can possibly do to make my life better. It looks like Bisan is looking at some kind of callable Toi Toi Tanyao Dora 3 situation, which is smart, given they have 3 Dora sitting in their hand, which is terrifying. I'm trying to avoid dealing any pin tiles if I can, but I'm also really worried. And here's where I save myself. I realize this saves me, because now I can call this and get into a weight where I'm guaranteed to be able to win, because my terror is getting to a weight where I can't win and screwing myself. This is not the most epic draw that happens to me this game. Once again, Bisan is Ishanten on Suanko, which is crazy. If they're getting there. Gemma's getting there. Here's the chun that I need, and I throw the 6-pin, and they call it. So now they're Tempai on Toi Toi, Tanyao, Dora 3, potential Sananko if they draw it themselves, which is insane. And then I immediately shut this down by sumoing with the 6-0. Gemma had built her hand into something pretty beefy as well. Ishanten on a potential Ipeko. Yeah, I just sumo it, and I get 7,000 points for the sumo. Because it's like Chun Dora 1 for 2 and 40. But then I get an extra 4,000 points out of everything, which is nuts. So now I'm riding high with 44,000 points, and I'm pretty good. Like, everyone else is under 30k. I'm up on the table. I really don't have to work here anymore. This hand is meh. It's got 3 pairs. That's cute. Our dealer has 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 6, 7. Pretty solid starting shapes. Sisan, 1, 3, 4. Sisan doesn't really have much going on. Gemma's got a bunch of pairs, but not much going on. And an isolated Dora, so not much going on either. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So now I'm Ishanten, because sure. I also have the possibility of a 2, 3, 4 Sanchoku, which would be pretty sick. But I happen to have gotten some useful draws. Our dealer has 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 3, 4, 4, 6, 7, and the Norse is a pair. So they're actually in a pretty good spot right now, where they can take a Dora in. They've got some good shapes. Sisan 1, 3, 3, 4, 7, 9, 7, 8. They've gotten some pairs, but they're still having a rough time drawing a lot of crap they can't use. Gemma's got 3 9s, 2 1s, 5, 5, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, and a 5 hanging out. And again, looking at her discards, she's really gotten nothing better to have worked with, so maximized what's happened with her hand. This 1 pin's probably going to come out. Comes out. Everything goes away as drawn now. Okay, dealer completes 6, 7, 8, so now they're Ishanten, which is pretty nice for them. And we are waiting. Oh, completes, okay. Sisan completes a 7-8-9, which is nice. I upgrade the 2-4 to the 4-5, which pretty much gives up on my Sanchoku Dream, but I kind of don't care. I feel like, okay, upgrades the 3 to the 2-3. That's nice again. Ooh, now we have 5-5-6-6-7-8, which is pretty good. And now we get a reach from our dealer, throwing out the 3-pin to keep the 4s as a pair, waiting on the 5 or 8 mon, which is a pretty nice thing. It's reach, it's potential Ipeco, it's either Ipeco or Dora 1. So that's a pretty solid position to be in. Gemma now throws the 8, which she is feeling pretty confident is safe and is confirmed as safe now. I throw the 3 because it's safe, and now I have 2s and 9s and a lot of ways to Tempai, but it's super weird. Gemma holds on to that 8. Oh, God. And so I reach on the 9 because the 9 is not Dora Sudi. This time, it's interesting because this is the same position I was in last time. But this time I take the 9. The 6s just come out. I have 3 of the 9s. So unless our dealer's gone in some kind of crazy, like, you know, single tile wait on the 9 is safe. I'm waiting on the 3-6 so. The 3 so is already safe on the dealer. The 9 so safe on the dealer. I feel like there's decent odds this tile might come out. So let's go for it. 7 comes out. And now another reach. This is a reach on the 2-5 mon, and I got all the 2s. So this is interesting because now the 2-5-8 line is all death. And this is reach Pinfu, potentially Dora 1. So this is a chase reach again. So again, chasing reaches are great because most people, do you think that might be hold on. Do you think that might be the most garbage 7K in the history of Mahjong? I'm going to say you haven't seen garbage yet. That's what I'm going to say. You haven't seen garbage yet. And so everyone is just hanging out. Throwing that 4 pained me, but I got away with it. Throwing this 4 pained me, but I got away with it. All these 4s have pained me so much. And we go to draw again. This is another hand where we end up in an epic showdown, and everyone just like successfully holds on and then successfully gets neither lucky nor unlucky. I'm going to be honest. The fact that we're getting into these showdowns, I believe, is telling of the fact that people are more aware of what tiles in a broader sense they should be holding on to. Like, the fact is, Gemma sacrificed her hand here to hold this 5 and 8. Because she knows she can't throw them at this point. And that's one of the interesting things that, like, I feel like isn't always talked about as directly as you might want, is this idea of, like, inhalation and exhalation. Like, what are you pulling into your hand and holding, and what are you letting go out to the table? And I feel like we keep having these showdowns with these overlapping weights and these long things that go to draw because the players at the table are being aware of that inhalation, of what they should be holding, of what they can't let go, of what they shouldn't be showing to people or making people aware of, and then what they can kind of throw out there. And that's why we keep ending up in these situations. Oh, Gemma's back. Are we going to let her call in? Do we allow her to join us? I'd allow her because I'm nice. Sure, once you get into reach, but you'll notice that those reaches end up overlapping a lot. I mean, once you get into reach, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do after that point. And so there's been luck in the post-reach draws and discards, for sure. But I think the fact that the hands get formed into shapes that overlap does imply that people are being aware of, like, what they should and shouldn't be holding and what they should and shouldn't be willing to wait on. There's been a lot of awareness of, like, letting the door into your hand and holding onto the door and stuff like that. I'm trying to praise the players in this game because of the level of garbage they had to deal with. So Gemma, you can call me on Skype because when you do, you'll instantly appear on stream. So just be aware. Don't come on screaming insults and offenses. But do it. I'm going to wait for Gemma before I continue. Hopefully. Buh. All right, she's not doing it. All right, I'm gonna go. She can join. She'll call as soon as she can, and she will join us. So let's look at our dealer here. This is actually pretty cool for them. We got 1, 3, 7, 8, 9. We got 1, 1, 1. We got a 3. This is a very Chanta-y hand, says the guy who often favors Chanta. And one pin is the Dora, and you've got a 1-2-3 Sanchoku possibility in this dealer hand, so I'd be very excited about it. Maybe not knowing that Sisan has 2 Dora right here, and 3 Easts, and this is an interesting starting shape that could be really big if it gets the right raw material. I'm a little happy. I've got my 6-7, I've got my 7-8, I've got my 2-3, I've got a pair of 3s. Like I've got stuff I can work with. Gemma might not be so happy because we got just 3, 5, 7, 9, which, I mean, if you're lucky, this becomes really cool. If you're unlucky, it goes nowhere. We've got 2s and 8s and south and west. Meh. So let's see what happens in our first sets of discards. Oh, yeah, and there's 3,000 points on the table. So once again, with 3,000 points on the table, I got to move. I can get a lot of points here. So I'm just going to call out this Haku and be Ishan 10 and just not even care. Gemma has aggressively hurled herself into the flush zone, which is pretty good looking right now. It's coming together pretty nicely. It needs a little more work, but it's nice. Bisan, our dealer, has 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, extra 9, pair of 7s, 1, 3. Like they're very close to something reachable, which is not bad. Sisan, 4, 5, 6, 5, 7, 9, 3 East, pair of 1s. Again, they've built pretty okay. It's a little unfortunate they threw the 8 and then just got the 7, but that's, you can't predict that. I'm holding on to this Dora because Dora, 7, 8, 9. It's 1, 1, 3, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. All right. Gemma's getting even closer to the flush. Our dealer has opened up the opportunity for Itsu. Pretty nice. Oh my god, here's Gemma. Hold on. I'm picking up. All right. She's here. Maybe.
Hello.
Oh my god. I have to mute her. Not. Yes, but your camera's not on, but we can hear you.
Oh. I have to mute the Twitch stream. Crap.
Yeah. But you're here. Welcome.
Yeah. Yay, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. It's been a long week.
We can only hear your voice and we can't see you.
Oh gosh. Fuck Skype. You can see another part of my house now.
Oh boy.
I know, it gets more and more exciting by the day.
Here you are. Hello. All right, now I'm sharing this back with you. So yeah, what happens here? The 2 is taken in.
Not a good angle for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is not how Gemma looks attractive.
Well, it's not what the stream is about, Gemma. It's not that kind of stream. She's hiding being replaced by the gerbils. It's possible.
So my parents turned up and they heard you saying thirst trap, and so I had to explain to my mum what a thirst trap was. Thanks, Dave.
Oh, that's good. You should have told me. I would have explained it to her. You could tell her I was thirst trapping all day.
Yeah, she was like, "What's a thirst trap?" And I'm like, "Oh, Mum, don't ever use Twitch, please."
So Sisan's going to take in this 2-mon, which makes sense, and throw the 6-pin. To get themselves Ishan 10, which, again, this makes perfect sense. I grab that 6, I throw the Dora because I'm a jerk, and now I'm waiting on the 1-4 so just to grab my sweet 3,000 points off the table. I don't need
Oh God, I'm remembering this game now. Look at me, I'm just so sad.
And I win, hooray! Another like dumb little sumo that grabs me 4,400 points and moves the game along and gets 3,000 points off the table. So hey, that worked. And now look at this, another great starting hand for me. I got 2 1s, I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got a pair of 1s. It's fine, it's pretty good. Let's see, our dealer starts off with 2, 4, 5, 6. That's not bad. 7, 8, 9, 9, not bad. And 7, 8, not bad. Like, dealer's got some good material. Gemma's got 5, 6, 7. Pair of 2s. It's all right.
It's got a makeup tag. Yeah, I know. I should. Yeah.
Yeah. Bisan's got 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 8, 8. All right, it's got some stuff. I got Dora here for Bisan. Dora here for dealer. And let's see what we do with our first round. Oh yeah, I forgot that I'm being a jerk. So
yeah, perfect.
I decide to south it up.
And
just go double south, and now I'm waiting on the 4-7. And I think this ends up... Oh, I throw the door, which should make it very clear to everyone that I am very ready. Now, Gemma here, being sneaky and fast, also gets herself Tempai on a 6-9. On a Dama Pinfu on the 6-9. And I think she's not reaching... Well, she can tell us now. Because if she draws that Dora, it becomes Dora and Tanya, which is a great upgrade.
Exactly. There's a potential 2-hand upgrade there, so I'm not going to reach it.
Yeah. So now our dealer upgrades to 7, 8, 9 to 6, 7, 8 is in an Ishan 10 position that's actually pretty interesting. It's a decent shape. They've got a lot of options, so I see what they're doing there. Interesting. Bisan calls... Oh, they are north. Bisan calls it north. And we're all just waiting to see what we get. And here's the reach on the 4. Which is the right option for them. It gets them the two-sided weight. It's reach, Tanyao, Dora 1. Great for the dealer, but the 4 is what I need, and that ends it, and I win a really quick 2,000 and shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
What about the June time? Well, Bionel, the garbage is about to begin. It's garbage time now. Now is the moment for the garbage, and it is the garbagiest garbage I've ever done. And I will warn you, children in the audience, do not let if your parents give you permission to watch this, you still shouldn't watch this because this is the worst. So
I was so upset after all of this. Oh my god, Dave, what is this draw?
I start this hand thinking to myself as I'm ending the last hand, I have 50k. I'm up over everyone at the table, and all I really need to do, and this is literally what I said to myself in my head, is I just need to gracefully lose. I just need to lose. Anyone else can win almost anything, and as long as I don't win, it's fine. And I'm fine. And I won the game, and that's good enough for me. And that's what I think to myself. And then, of course, I'm dealt this. This is what I'm dealt. And I think to myself, why, Mahjong? Why? This is the 9 gates opportunity that I've been waiting for my whole Mahjong career. So why? Why would you do this to me? And so it looks like Gemma's got a lot of crap. This is not a great hand that has her flying off the blocks. Bisan 4455 like has its potential, but it's not like super fast. Sisan 1 3 4 5 6 7. That's actually pretty solid. 3 4 3 4 Haku Haku. Sisan's actually got a very fast hand here. Sisan's got a hand that could be very aggressive with, but they're also in last place, so they've got the most work to do. So I just decide fuck it, and I throw this 5-pin. And my thinking here is basically I'm either going to get this aggressive kick-ass hand, or I'm going to fold because it's my job to not lose. So I might as well just play out the most dangerous tiles in my hand and just say forget it and just roll with it. Oh, Gemma gets her close 7 draw right off the bat, but then throws the 5. Gemma, what are you doing?
I'm going to do Kokshi. Look at me.
Oh, you're going for Kokshi?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Ooh, holding on to that
See,
7-8.
it's either Kokshi or I'm thinking maybe a flush. But I've got a lot of points I need to make up here.
Yeah. I'm very curious why Sisan throws the Haku here. And I think their logic here is called Haku's not going to be enough points to get them anywhere. So what they need to do, they need like reach Pinfu Tanya or something along that. Possibly a 2-3-4 Sanchoku or a 3-4-5 Sanchoku. And that would get them the value they need. I think Sisan's thinking here, I got to make value. I don't have time for called Haku.
Yeah, and I think that would be smart.
Yep. I, of course, draw another Sotile. So I might as well throw this 5-mon. And here, Bisan is like, forget this. And they call the 5-mon. I think they have the West. They just want to get this done also. Because I believe they're in second place. Yeah, and they're also in a situation where they can just end it. And I'd be happy to have that happen. And then I draw another Sotile. So I might as well keep going with it. And they're throwing everything but Soto. So Bisan holds on to another pair they can just call. And I draw a Haku that I just throw because that doesn't help me. I would love this to be a Chiren, but it's not. It's not a Chiren. I'm not going to be that. But Bisan's really driving towards being ready. Another Haku, which makes me minorly sad.
Oh, look at me getting all the
Oh,
good
you're getting
stuff.
towards your coach
But all the
slowly.
Hakus are gone though. It's useless.
Bisan has decided there will be no... I don't know, they're just gonna get rid of pin tiles. They want to be done with pin tiles, and I'm also done with pin tiles. Well, here's another Kokshi tile for Gemma.
The Kokshi that can't happen.
It could totally happen, it's fine.
And this 4 white dragons out.
And here's another So tile, so I'm like, you know what? Just, sure. It's fine.
And your Ishanten went away.
Yeah. And so,
Tempai.
at this point, I'm Tempai on it. Sisan has actually a pretty solid scenario here for the 3-4-5 Sanchoku. They can lock it in really easily. But I decide I'm just going to Dama this, full flush Tempai, because why not? I'm waiting on the 2-so or the 3-so or the 5-so, right?
Yeah, 2, 5. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a two
Or
three five.
2, 3, 5. Yeah.
Yep. And then Sisan throws the 3-so here, and I'm not really sure why.
I think they're hoping for a straight now.
Maybe.
And they think the also as their pair.
I feel like I probably would not. I probably would have thrown this one mon first.
Yeah, but then you're not going for the straight, whereas you're thinking 3, 4, 5 Sanshoku.
Yeah, but the
They're not
straight.
thinking 3, 4, 5 Sanshoku.
If they're thinking straight, then yeah, you're right. That does give them what they need.
Because I don't see that the 3 was a safe move there.
No, it was a very risky move.
No, it's not. I wouldn't say it was that risky. It's not obviously dangerous.
True, true. No, you're right. It could you could be more risky, and I could have improved this too.
Yeah.
But instead, I was just like, what if I had all the points? So instead, I just won a dealer Hanemon from a concealed full flush that I didn't even want. Which is super garbage. But now, I apologize for what is about to happen. Yeah, exactly. There was no overflow so tiles. You're right. There were no so tiles discarded by me at all. There was no point where you could have said, "Oh, he's finally ready on this" because he got rid of a so tile. It was just straight up.
You did throw the Dora.
True. Throwing the Dora almost definitely meant that I was up to something. Like at that point, you should be like, "Whoa." The dealer just took a tile into his hand and threw the Dora out. Also, given that he was calling, also that's a much riskier move for me to take.
And you threw your own wind, and then you threw the Dora.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my 8 bamboo is a little suspect, but I don't think it's an obvious flush situation here.
Can I see?
Because
I can see the wall. Oh my god! If I'd reached that, the reverse Dora would have been that one. So.
It wouldn't. But if you'd have reached it, it wouldn't have come out at all. Because then I can almost guarantee you, C-San would have thrown the one man.
But I might have just sumoed it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you may have done, but.
Oh wait, these were my draws, which I would have eventually sumoed the 5. Eventually,
if someone hadn't won it before,
who knows? Again, that's all. What if?
Yeah, I think it was a smart thing to not reach because you're so far ahead. Reaching would just make it even more obvious.
The worst thing the thing I don't want to have happen is dealing into someone else's big hand. I don't need to win this to win the game. So I think reaching would have been a sick greed play, but I didn't need to do
Mahjong
it.
Backer is right. My eyes were definitely rolling into the back of my head.
It's very true, but this is where it gets even worse, and I apologize because this is terrible. Oh, no. It's not as terrible as it could have been. Or maybe this isn't the right hand. Is this not the right hand? Oh, no, this is the right hand. It's just this is just terrible. It's just terrible. I'm sorry for this. This hand is a pile of garbage. And now I'm thinking to myself, wow, Dave, you sure done great. And now you have this big pile of garbage. So, like, don't even try to win this hand. This is a bad idea. Does anyone else have anything exciting? Gemma's got 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 9, 4, 5. She's got some raw material. C-San's got 5, 7, 9, 3, 4, 2, 3. Nothing too thrilling. And B-San's got 1, 2, pair of 1s, 4, 5, whatever. But I have hurdled Gemma into a very solid second place. Nothing bad can happen to her here. So let's look at the first 6 discards.
I'm not second. I'm third, man.
Oh, you're
I'm
third. Right. I'm sorry. Yeah. So at this point, I'm like, ooh, 2 Dora, lots of tiles, maybe Chitoy. This could be cool. Chitoy's super great. So at this point, let me get my draw here. All right, cool. So at this point, Gemma's got 6, 7, 7, 9, 4, 5. She's got some good shapes, 4, 4, 5. Like, this is a hand that... This is one of those hands I feel like you get very poised to see what happens, and then it can go in a few different ways. C-San, yeah, it would be pretty sick, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? It would be pretty sick. C-San's got 7, 8, 9. Got 3, 4, 5, 2, 2, 3, 4. Got possibility of a 3, 4, 5 Sanchoku here also. This is another like value build for C-San. That if they get that 4-so, they're actually in a really good shape because they get Reach, Pinfu, potential Sanchoku, and that's 8,000. Again, they're so far in last that it's true that they're probably not going to be able to get out of last at this point. But like what Reach, Ippat, Sumo, Sanchoku, and then a Dora flip is Hanemon. Basically, I feel like Gemma, what do people do about this? Like, what should C-San be doing here? Because I feel like giving up on the game is kind of lame, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this isn't a red. This is a red 5 game. No, it's not a red
No,
5
no, no
game.
reds, no reds.
Yeah, no, being a
Consciously.
red 5 game makes it really tough. I mean, it has to be Sandshock. It has to be 3, 4, 5 Sandshock, and you have to hope you get the 6 though as well to make it
Yeah, if you get
Sandshoku,
Tanyao,
Tanyao, and you
yeah,
flip
reach
a
pin for
Dora.
Tanya, Sanshoku, and you flip door. If you do that with a direct hit, that could actually get you out of fourth and into third.
Yeah, but then I would be. This is where I'm turning off the auto win because you don't
Right.
want to take it from you. It's not
Yeah.
worth it. I would definitely turn off the auto and snipe
Yeah.
me in this
Rosenbach is really
situation.
I
Yeah.
do feel like, well, what I'm saying in a more broad sense is I do feel like it's worth Season playing. Like some people be like, oh well, you shouldn't even be doing things, and it's like I think Season is aiming for a value hand that could move their place, and I think that's worth it.
Yeah, I think people like they've heard that pros would not play in this situation and they just fold, blah blah blah. And yeah, I mean, I think really what we should be saying is don't get a 1,000 point hand
Right.
only in
Right.
this situation. Like
Yeah.
that's bad play.
If Season was yeah, I was
Still trying to
calling
build a
Tanyao, I'd be like, what the heck are you
yeah
doing?
yeah, building a Haneman and trying to aim at me, that'd be a great move. I
Right.
would say that, that's worth the risk. And, and the other reason is that they say it for pros is because there is no Uradora. So you can't reach and hope that you're going to flip into a Haneman.
Right.
Whereas if you're playing with the Uradora, there's always a potential that
Yeah,
you could
it
flip
becomes
into
not
a hand.
irrational to be like this hand could have. It's not guaranteed, but it could have.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's true. Yeah, Mahjong his best shot is to Dama and wait for Gemma to reach, maybe chase, maybe get an extra 1,000 points. Like, but I will say,
Yeah.
C is doing the right thing here in that they're building the hand that could move them, and they're doing their best to get to where they need to go to actually move. I see B is just getting a little jammed up on tiles, minimizing fourth place penalty. That's also fun. Yeah, building. I think overall benefits are like building a
Oh, if
value
it was
hand
a
to get yourself some
cumulative,
points back
yeah.
is the important thing. If
Yeah.
Season was
If,
just calling to make Tanya know me, I'd be like, this is bad. Like, what are you doing? It doesn't help you and
yeah,
it
so
doesn't even move you.
yeah, if this was a tournament situation, yeah, as you say, cumulative points are king. But again, when pros are playing, they tend to not be playing in the these kind of raw point situation that we are.
Yeah.
They're playing for placement.
So here a bunch of Hatsus come out, and now the
Uma
5-pin comes.
Dave, you're the worst.
So at this point, I think to myself, a sick Dama Chitoi. I'll just wait on this south. It'll be fine. And I'll wait on this south, and it'll probably come out because everyone else is scurrying to do things. They're going to give up on the south soon enough. And then I'll just win a little Chitoi door too, which is nice. I mean, it's great for me. Or I have all the stuff I need to bail. Well, I guess I don't have a lot of dangerous tiles, but like I could just bail. I'm not going to reach it. I'm not going to hold down what's going on. I'm going to hang out. And so I just hang out a little bit as Gemma, people build stuff up, right? So you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 here. 6, 7, Gemma's now Ishan 10. C-san has not yet gotten their 4. B-san is in a weird way. And we're all hanging out. Now you got Tanya, which is even nicer. Gemma's hand's getting really good.
I've got a real problem with that Dora, though.
Right here is where things get the worst. I draw the south. Now you might be wondering why I stop here, or you probably already know why I stop here. Being incredibly dumb and distracted at this moment, in Tenho, 2 buttons appear, and one is reach and one is sumo. And I clicked the reach button instead of the sumo button because I'm a dumb idiot who didn't look at what he was doing. This is a thing that can happen. On Tenho, once you click the reach button, you may not it's this is actually terrible and it drives me nuts because there's no reason that I can't undo like until I discard a tile I have not reached. If I'm sitting at a mahjong table and I think to myself I might want to reach and then I later think maybe I shouldn't, I haven't been locked in because I thought it the first time. So I don't know why this is done, but it's done. As soon as you click the reach button, the table hears the reach announcement and that's it. And this is a dumb misclick. There are some famous instances of this that have happened in the community. This is pretty bad. I think the most famous one was someone reaching a Tenho many years ago.
I think I managed to not only miss throw but also not not take a double Riichi. It was such a fantastic hand. It was so close to a full flush, and I couldn't decide whether to take the double Riichi or go for the full flush. And I let it time out, and it just threw the tile for the. I did laugh for a good half hour after that.
No.
But Dave, this is. I lost to this bullshit. Now I feel better. Like I had such a miserable.
If you say reach and then don't reach in a tournament, what happens? I think
so you get a warning the first time. So there are two things you need to do. Wait a minute. So Riichi, God, I haven't played in real life for so long. I've forgotten so much. Wait a minute. No, because you've revealed information. I mean, God.
I think in WRC things where like it really depends
in
on
WRC,
context.
Yeah, if the ref came, you'd probably just get a dead hand.
Well, wait. Let's figure out what we're saying here, right? So if I'm sitting and I haven't discarded yet, and I say reach, and then I say, wait, no, I'm sorry, no reach, before I move any tiles or do anything, I would, in my mind, I think that's a warning, like any kind of false call.
Yeah, because
I haven't
you
done
have to
anything.
do two things. You have to do two things. So you have to do two of three things for the Riichi to be legitimate, and that is turn the tile on its side with the discard. So you have to discard with the tile on its side. You have to say Riichi, and you have to put out a Riichi stick.
Right. I feel like if I've done all three of those things already, I don't have the ability to then be like, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, not reach. I think at that point it is done, and I am just in a 30-10 reach or in a no 10 reach, and I'm screwed, and it's my fault.
I mean, I think if someone said Riichi and there's also no, sorry, I'm wrong. I would want to say that they misspoke. However, if they had the Riichi stick in their hand and said Riichi and they were about to do it, and then they said, oh no, actually no, I probably would say they were dead then. It's that strange line between not wanting to punish misspeaks, not wanting to punish people mishearing, and also, if someone says that, then they got to be Tempai, or they've misread their hand, or something. It's a lot of information that's suddenly been thrown out onto the table.
Yeah, you don't want people starting to do that weird thing where they're like reach nope, like every time just to mess with people. And trying to play weird head games of being like, I know, I'll stare at my hand for a few minutes, I'll say reach, no, and like I'll do all these things to try to like trick people because someone will do it. Anyway, let's finish this garbage.
Yeah, I feel if they've turned their tile sideways or they've placed the reach stick on the table, they cannot take it back at this point.
A reach where a guy threw a stick on the table, and then what? And then took it back after putting the stick on the table. It was ruled as a false call.
What's that? Wonderful, yeah. Well, I'm not busy. Thank you.
I'm confused by that. So
see you later.
He went through all of the actions. He discarded the tile, put the stick on the table, and then was allowed to take it back.
Oh, I mean, I think. But what did the ref come is the question. If you're on my table, I tend to be lenient, and
I don't know. I think I'd be harsh about that. He put the stick in right as discarding the tile. He said, "Oop!" So he placed the stick before doing the discard.
Yeah, I mean that's normal. That's not a problem. Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
I feel a little iffy about that. Because the thing is, the other thing that I think is important is with things like Pong and Chi, there's a time window. Like if I don't say anything, the next player is going to draw. So I might. It's more rational that I might say Pong like faster than I want to, or misspeak, or feel nervous. But like, you have all the time you need to figure out whether you're in reach or not, or whether you want to reach or not. Like no one's forcing you to do it.
And the thing is, as well, like in that situation, a dead hand is an easy penalty.
Yeah.
If he'd done that, I said, it's a dead hand. And I think people have to accept that sometimes you are going to make penalty. You are going to do these things, and you're going to get a penalty. And dead hands.
I've gotten dead-handed before. I've gotten chombos before. It does happen. It's not great. It happens.
And a dead hand is easy,
the dead hand's not even that bad for you. It's just one hand out.
It's the least, considering how many times we fold anyway, I mean...
Yeah,
I would say if they put the stick on the table... I think maybe that's too difficult to row back from.
I
again, though, if I knew they were a new player, I might again be like, don't do that again.
Yeah, if they were totally new, but in a tournament situation, it's one of those like expectations. Like you should be able to tell when you can go into reach or not, and you shouldn't be.
I wasn't there at that event. Maybe I mean, because I presume Luke Morgan was refereeing the event, and he is a good ref.
Hmm.
So, I mean, maybe he set the expectations in advance for what was
It's
he
possible.
anticipated how he ref the tournament. And if that was set, then the referees have an obscene amount of
Of leeway.
executive
Yeah.
decision power. Yeah, and from my
And that's by
perspective, as
design.
someone who manages refs, I think we have to support them. It's not like every ref in a football match or soccer match would make the same call in every
It's
situation.
also not like they're paid. I mean, to some degree, like
Well,
refs are volunteering their time to do their best, and I think that
mm.
like short of some kind of weird bad faith action, we should try to be kind to them and support them. And all right, so let's
Oh
finish up
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
this hot garbage. So yeah, I'm really dumb. I clicked the reach button instead of the sumo button. Um, to which I'm like, oh my god, I've just given up my dealer Mangan, my next dealer Mangan. I am the dumbest. I think I audibly wailed about how stupid I was. And then I decide that I'll just throw the stupid south because forget it. Like, forget it. I'm no 10 and I'm in reach and there's nothing I can... Oh, I'm Tempai, but I'm in reach. There's nothing I can do. So Gemma takes this
Mm.
opportunity to throw a north. Bisan takes this opportunity to throw the south. Because, yeah, it's safe now. Gotta go. Sisan takes the opportunity to throw the 2. And I'll just wait
Oh,
for
Dave,
that to
you're the.
happen to me. And I'll
Oh,
Ipatsumo
never gonna
that.
play with you again.
You really shouldn't, because this was the hottest garbage. And I turned my dealer Mangan into a dealer Haneman. This is my pro Mahjong move. So just Furiten reach into Ipatsumo is my sixth superpower. And this brings me up to like 87,000 points, at which point I'm just like, what am I doing here? This is such garbage. This hand also, I'm like, ooh, I have
And
South.
we
I got
still
stuff.
got to keep playing.
Yeah, and we still have to keep playing. No, Furiten Sumo is a thing. You can always Furiten Sumo. That's the hottest garbage I've ever participated in all of Mahjong. So let's go through our first 6 discards here.
He's participating in a lot of hot garbage.
Oh yeah, this happens here where I have this crazy east-south everything hand, and I'm just like, sure. And now, oh, so I decide to be crafty again here. And instead of taking the 4-pin,
Is that
7-pin weight, which
crafty
is
or
like the
crafty?
crafty.
I couldn't hit crafty, not crafty.
Instead of
Okay.
taking the 4-pin, 7-pin weight, I take the west only weight. Because I'm thinking, surely west will come out given that everyone knows north is dead, and there's no chance that I have, like, anything exciting going on in that department.
87,000 points, mate.
I really should have taken the 4-7 weight, because then suddenly Bisan draws the second west, and now the wests are never going anywhere.
Mm.
And instead, what ends up happening this hand, I'll scoot through because we're a little over time, is Sisan builds themselves a nice half flush that I then deal into, which ends up being Haku Chun half flush. It's 8,600 points, so I get myself back down to only like 78 for.
I was
Instead of
generous
87.
of you, Dave. I think
It was
everyone
very kind of me.
appreciated that.
If I just
Yes.
taken the 4-7 weight, I probably would have won this again. But like it would have been like a 2-Han hand, and it would have been like prolonging. I shouldn't have tried to be crafty here, but whatever. It happened. I guess I could have shifted. Well, I didn't want to shift my weight. Yeah, whatever. It happened. And that ended the game with. Oh wait, how did Season get up to 4,600? Oh no, I went back. It's gone. It's over. That did end the game. Oh, I can go forward to the log. There we go. With what were the final scores? I'll get to the final scores. I'm sad. I should have gotten my 4-7. It would have been so cool.
What? So we could keep playing?
Yeah.
No, Dave. I think it was nice for all of us that we could just stop a little bit there.
Yeah, there we go. And yeah, that ends with C at 4,600. I end up with 78 for plus 60. I do still read order this deck. How dare you? How dare you notice things on my Google
I don't even
page?
know what order the stick means. I am not nerdy enough.
It's a webcomic that's been running for like years and years and years and years and years.
Oh, okay.
Really, really long. I really like it, but yeah, 538 is definitely on my quick bar at the moment. There's a lot of 538 that needs to be watched.
What is 538? Why have I not got these things?
Why don't you know about 538? Oh, probably because you're not involved in our elections. 538's at 1485
Oh no, I don't give a shit
now.
about it.
1485, which is good news. They're basically saying that 14 is inflated from a 5, for those who are curious. The 14% chance is inflated from a 5% chance because 538 accounts for time left before the election as potential for change, which is smart of them. But yeah, so it's... hoping.
I don't want to think about the American elections. I have enough of my own problems thinking. I've not had a bathroom for 2 weeks now. Do you know how bad it has been? It's been very bad for me.
Yeah, Mahjong, you're absolutely right. It would have been a better shape. It would have been a better chance at anything. I was just feeling sneaky and also feeling a little guilty for how dumb everything was.
You should feel
guilty. I should have done the smarter way. Is what I should have done. But it's okay because I still really won the game. I was kind of thinking that at this point people would be getting a little desperate to push me, and that would also encourage that West to come out because people would just be like, "Look, I can't sit here with a West in my hand. I have to do something to end this nightmare." But yeah, instead, Seeson made a hand and got themselves back to positive, which is good. And that's it. All right.
Yes, sorry I was late.
Super late.
As Dave,
Gemma,
I hope
that's
explained.
Your first demerit.
I've had builders here. They were supposed to only take a week. It is now a week overdue.
If you get enough demerits, you get kicked off the stream. So you're on thin ice. You're on thin ice.
I'm on thin ice. I'm sorry. Well, Dave, I had you in the background, and you're doing a really good job. So
I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's more fun to do the stream with you. I feel a little awkward, like streaming in a situation where it's like just me and just talking to our wonderful audience, who I love very dearly. It's still like it's a little hard to not have another person to interact with and to kind of like go back and forth with the lag.
Do you feel like you're talking to yourself? Yeah.
You just start wondering, like,
Dave,
am I just boring? Like, is anyone enjoying this? Is this okay? Like,
Dave can't find a new friend. Dave cannot find a new friend.
I'm too old.
No, I'm afraid. He's too old.
I'm too old.
He's stuck.
You can only make
new
friends for a certain amount of time, and once you get old enough, and once you're my age, you're not allowed to make new friends. It's done. The friend time is awful. Imagine being being an actual streamer is really challenging. I think it's a really challenging thing to be engaged and entertaining and find good ways to communicate with your audience. I will say, although I have a lot of different feelings about streaming and its effect on our culture, I do think people who do it are hardworking people who entertain, and like it is a job. It is a legitimate labor. I just wish that they were treated better by the people who employ them, or don't really employ them, but just allow them to do stuff.
Oh, so actually, I'm nowhere over time now, but I was actually going to read an interesting article that the streamers in Europe are actually trying to unionize now.
Interesting.
Against the platforms like Twitch, Facebook, etc., etc.
Well, that's
because they're arguing
those platforms are profiting off the fact that this huge mass of scabs will always be there.
Yeah. And also, like, they have, when they change the algorithm, there is no oversight by the people who are trying to earn money with the algorithm, right?
Right. I
thought it was interesting. Yeah, I was like, if Europe managed to do this, that could really change the game.
It would, and I think it would be really interesting to do that. I really don't know. Like, it's very easy for me to sit here and say to myself, like, you're interesting and handsome. Like, surely if you just started streaming, like, people would want to watch you. But I really feel like I'm old and I don't understand the kids of today. So, like, I don't think people my age tend to watch streamers. Or if they do, they want, like, a relatable dad figure, which I'll be honest, I'm not really.
I can't be that mom figure. Like, I really hate that as well. Like, you're old, you have to be a mom now.
Honestly, that's really... Flattering isn't the right word. I really appreciate the sentiment. I'm really glad to have been like a positive inspiration, or to be like, hey, like this is something I think is cool, and this makes me want to do it too. I think that's really great to hear. I really appreciate it.
I think because I was streaming a lot on my own. I was streaming a lot on my own, and I think I just got to the point where if I wasn't talking about Mahjong, it was fine. If I was talking about things I wanted to hear myself talk about, that's fine. And if no one liked it, they could bugger off.
You know what the problem is? As if I understood when young. The thing is, like I grew up in like the 90s, but like what was cool in the 90s was thinking everything was dumb.
Yeah, it really was.
So, so like to some degree, it's like, wait, am I still cool because I still think everything's dumb? Like maybe I feel like now the kids of today are actually like legit enthused about things, which I think is weird.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know,
they're very
man.
engaged and they take stuff seriously and not, yeah, I mean, and they're just
Yeah.
politically engaged as well. When I was a kid, you wouldn't go near it.
Oh, I'll talk about that. So, I don't know. Like again, it's like I don't know. It's very easy to say to yourself. It's very easy to say both things. Easy to say, oh, no one would ever want to watch me. Like who am I? I'm dumb. But I learned a valuable lesson once in my life, and I'm going to tell all you folks what this valuable lesson was. And the valuable lesson has left me sitting here in front of you
Oh,
because
God.
many years ago, many years ago, when I first heard about Bitcoin, I said to myself, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard." And I didn't do
Yeah.
anything with it. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a pretty technically savvy guy. It would have been really easy for me to mine a giant pile of Bitcoin. But I said to myself, that's really dumb. There's no reason I would want to do this. And this is the guy who left his computer sitting on and running for his entire life, all day, every day. I could have had a giant fucking pile of Bitcoin. I could have been rolling in the Bitcoin. But because I thought it was dumb, I thought that nothing would ever amount. It would never amount to anything. And it was awful and I want nothing to do with it. And then, 5-10 years later, I felt really stupid. And the lesson that I learned was you might think it's dumb. It might even be dumb. Because I still will say Bitcoin is incredibly dumb.
Oh, yeah, it's dumb, but...
But that has no bearing on whether other people think it's dumb. And other people thinking it's dumb is, the important thing to some degree. So, never write something off entirely as just being dumb. When it's possible that other people will be into it. And I say that because if I'd gotten all that Bitcoin, I'd be off on an island right now. I mean, I love all of you, but I'd be off on my private island.
Yeah, I did.
And,
I think, yeah, because I was working at Nintendo and I remember sitting there with my desk mate going, "Oh, we should buy a couple of Bitcoins." Don't know what it is, but it was
two or three Bitcoins would have been
ridiculous.
$60,000
It was like
later.
well, even I was like, because at the time we were like, they were like $5 each or something. Buy
That was much
$20
later than I got
worth.
into
What's
it.
gonna?
I think when I got into it, you could buy a pizza for 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
It was nuts.
But even at that point, if I'd have got some, I would still be a much happier person right now.
Yep. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. But the thing is, and that's the thing, it's easy to write yourself off or to say oh, no one would want to watch me. What are they gonna? I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna say the stupid stuff I always say, and people are gonna show up and be like, wow, you're so cool, and yeah, right. But to some degree, why write yourself off before the fact? I don't know. I mostly for me, it's really just time. There's a lot of stuff that I have to do. I'm changing jobs and doing all this stuff. So I don't have the time to sit down for a few hours and do it. Yeah, EP, that's also an important thing. Yeah, especially at the beginning, it was all the only thing you could spend Bitcoin on was buying drugs on the black market or worse stuff. So it's I don't know if I want to mess with that stuff. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, being a streamer is hard work. I think building an audience is hard work, and that's the other thing that I don't like about being a streamer. I mean, it's the reality of it because it is a job. But if I want to be a streamer, then what I have to do is I have to go out there, I have to try different things, and I have to find the shtick that works. I'm not being a genius creator who just makes the stuff that he likes or thinks is good. Or if I do that, which I can do, I basically have to give up on the idea of making it big. Or hope that I just get incredibly lucky. Because really what you have to do is you have to find out what your audience likes and then do it, which is I'm old now. I don't need approval like that. I'm happy that people enjoy what we do here. If you guys want to see something, I'm probably happy to do it. But at the end of the day, if my audience really wants to see me scream like a baby at horror games, I just don't want to spend hours of my life every night doing that. It's true. I will always have my investment in vintage board games. I'll always have that. All right, we are slightly over time, but that's fine. Glad to hang out with everyone. Glad to see you all.
Thank you, and I'll be here next week.
Hopefully the world becomes a better place. We only have so many streams before we figure it out. Maybe we'll do something special.
An election night special.
Oh God. The only thing that I want to do on election night is go to sleep and then wake up at another time that's not election night anymore.
Oh, well, I didn't enjoy my country's last election night. Yeah. I almost threw up, so
that's
good
how
luck.
I feel about that. All right. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you again next week. Bye for now.
Bye.
I will do every stupid thing by Onel, I promise.
No, don't. He does need encouragement, mate. Don't.
Bye. Do.